Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be fixing meatloaf and some homemade peanut butter cups. Tonight for dinner, I'll be fixing meatloaf. The ingredients I'm using is 1 pound of lean ground beef, some Italian sausage, a sweet onion, a small can of tomato sauce, 1 egg, a box of the chicken stovetop stuffing mix, and for the topping, I'll be using brown sugar, ketchup, and water. And for the sides, I'll be making some mashed potatoes and some macaroni and cheese. I'm just going to start off by placing my ground beef in the bowl. And then I'm just going to be using about 1/4 of the Italian sausage, and I'll place that in the bowl. And then I'm just going to chop up 1 small onion. You can add green pepper if you like. Now that I have my onion chopped up, I'll just add that to my ground beef and my Italian sausage. And then I will just add my stovetop mix. 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, and 1 slightly beaten egg. Then I'll just take my hands and just mix it all up. And you want to be kind of easy, you don't want to over mix it, because if you over mix it, it won't turn out right. So probably should have got a bigger bowl, but it's okay. I've got this. So what are you all having for supper tonight? Then I'm just going to spray my loaf pan with some non-stick spray. And then I'm just going to add my meat and everything to my loaf pan. Push that down in there and get that all even. Then I'll just place this to the side and I'll start on my topping. I've got just a little bit more than 1/4 cup of water. You can use anywhere between 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup of water, just until it gets to the right consistency. And I'm also using 1/4 cup of ketchup, and I'll just mix that in the water. And then I'll add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Mix that together. So the spoon wasn't doing it, so I got my little whisk. And I'll just blend it until that ketchup blends in real good. Then I'll just pour that over top. I know some people like to cook their meatloaf for a while and then put the topping on and then cook it a little bit longer. But I think it gets down in the meatloaf a little bit better, and it gives it a better flavor. This topping almost kind of reminds me of like a really good sweet and sour topping. It's really good. And then I'm just going to place it in the oven on 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. And then I will check the temperature. And we'll want to make sure the temperature is 160 degrees. And while my meatloaf is in the oven, I'm fixing my macaroni and my potatoes. If you have not watched my video where I have made my mashed potatoes before, I will link that video above so you can see how I make those. Here is my meatloaf out of the oven. I ended up having to cook it for a total of 50 minutes before it reached an internal temperature of 160 degrees. And here is my plate. My meatloaf kind of fell apart, but that's okay. It's still gonna taste good. For dessert, I'm going to be making some homemade peanut butter cups, and the ingredients I'm using is salt, powdered sugar, some vanilla extract, some plant butter. I'm using the allergen-free morsels. I'm lactose intolerant, so if you want to try the regular ones, you can do that. And I'm also using the lactose-free milk, but you can use the regular as well. Some vegetable shortening, and some Skippy creamy peanut butter. I'm going to start off by adding 1.5 cups of peanut butter to my bowl. Want to make sure we get all that peanut butter out. I love peanut butter. I think I could eat a spoonful every day. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of sifted powdered sugar to my bowl on top of my peanut butter. And then I'm just going to stir it just a little bit because I'm going to use my hand mixer and I don't want all this powdered sugar flying up at me. And then I'm just going to use my hand mixer and just blend it until it's combined. Once my peanut butter and my powdered sugar have been combined, I'll add 1/3 cup of melted butter, and then I'll just blend it until it's smooth. So this is as smooth as it's going to get for me. So now I can add my 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of my vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'll just blend that together. So it was a little rough mixing it with the blender, so I'm just going to mix it the rest of the way with my pastry blender to make sure it's mixed up real good. And the dough, it's okay if it is a little bit crumbly. And now that my dough has formed, I'll just set that aside. I've got my silicone baking mat so my dough doesn't stick, and I'm just going to use my cookie scooper and I'm going to scoop out some. Like I said, if your dough is a little crumbly, that's okay, and I'm just going to make it into whatever shape I want. I'm going to try to make it into like an egg shape, like the Reese eggs. This is my first time making these, so yeah, I should have used my KitchenAid mixer. It would have been a whole lot easier, but I wasn't thinking and just wanted to go ahead and get them done. But it would have been a whole lot easier to use my stand mixer. That's okay. Still gonna be good. Listen, these ain't gonna be perfect. I'm not perfect, so I'm not gonna expect my first time making my peanut butter cups to be perfect either. Now I have all of them rolled out. Like I said, they don't look perfect. I never said I was a professional at this. But anyway, I'm now going to put them in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes until they are set. My peanut butter cups are in the refrigerator, or the peanut butter part, and they are almost done. So I'm going to go ahead and start on my chocolate. I've got 2 tablespoons of the vegetable shortening. And then I'll add 2 cups of the chocolate chips. And then I'm just going to microwave this for, it says in 20-second increments, and then I'll just stir it each time until it's all melted together. Now my chocolate is all melted. You want to be careful whenever you're microwaving it so you don't burn your chocolate. And now I will just get the peanut butter out and dip them in the chocolate. So I'm just going to use a fork and put my peanut butter on it and then dip it in my chocolate. And then I'm just going to place it, or I'm going to let the chocolate drip off, and then I'll place it back on my baking sheet with my silicone baking mat, and that way it doesn't stick to it. Now that they've all been dipped in chocolate, I'm just going to set it in the refrigerator again for about another 30 minutes and let that chocolate set. And this is what they look like after the chocolate has hardened on them. I put them in the refrigerator for about another hour. These turned out so good. My husband even said he liked them better than Reese's. They're delicious. That's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.